teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85. We the Bears, monsters of the Midway. Knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85.
Take a look at Chicago, you can smell it in the air. There's a hungry team called the Soldier Field going nuts, jumping out their chair. Teams rather be anywhere but here. We don't care if it's below zero. Let it dump a foot of snow, we still gon' break holes. If you in the point hit, we choosing to kick. Cause we got a defense that love to hit. Polarize the link with our smash mouth beats. Slicing up teams like Mike Singletary. Forever repping the seat, making Papa Bear proud. Giving Chicago something to shout about.
We the Bears, monsters of the
It's Tuesday, so it must be another episode of the Panda and Grizzly Show. I'm Brian the Grizzly here. I got Grant here. I got Baron down below. What's up, guys?
What's up?
What's up?
All right. So we had our draft this past weekend. A lot of hopes. A lot of people dreams were made during this time. Players that never thought they'd make it to the NFL have had their dreams, actually come true. We had a lot of bad things that happened. We had a lot of good things that happened. But I want you guys each to get a chance to tell you, talk about what you guys thought were the most important thing that actually happened during this draft, and how your overall feelings were about the draft. So I want Baron, you go first, then Grant, you go, and then I will go on my epic rant.
My general thing is most teams don't know what they're doing anymore. That most teams get stuff that they don't need just because it's there. They always mostly choose like a BPA. They're always choosing BPA, but not worrying about BPA for their pick, for what they actually need. Mm-hmm. Like for us, I like Loveland because he's Michigan man. He's Michigan man. I like him, but you don't need him. You probably needed a running back or a tackle. Then you go to the second round. Okay. The Patriots went stupid. They chose Traven Henderson. They screwed you, and you chose Luther Burden. You need a tackle. You probably should have picked Estuary, but okay. Then we get a tackle who's like a swing tackle.
He's a right tackle, guys. He's a right tackle. That's the problem. Ozzie, he's a right tackle, man.
A solid right tackle. You don't need a right tackle. You need a left, but all the lefts are gone at this point. Mm-hmm. There's no left tackle anymore. Then Shamar Stewart, he did go to the cesspool. He went to the cesspool. I don't know what to think about him. And then pretty much the rest of the draft's like, oh, we're just going to choose like the fastest guy. And then we pick running back the last possible chance.
That was a running back pick. That wasn't anything. So yeah. Yeah,
it's just like, hey, here. But it felt like it was a stupid draft for the Bears, and I don't even think it's the most stupid draft in this draft. But I'm going to pass on that. Probably pass it to Grant.
Okay.
Just let me know. When I first saw the draft, I was like, definitely getting Tyler Warren. I thought Tyler Warren was going to be the pick at 10. And then I saw Colston Loveland. I'm like, what in the hell are we doing? Just going off first reaction, like, what the hell are we doing? I thought we was assuring that if with the board going through the 1 through 9, I wanted Kevin Banks Jr., but the Saints obviously got him at 9, so I was really pissed off about that and let down with that. But come to find out, like, there were a lot of teams trying to trade up to get Colston Loveland. There were a lot of teams that was trying to trade up to get him. So obviously he rose up draft boards as time went on through the whole draft process. He started rising up draft boards. So for me, this show, as far as the Bears are concerned, this shows that Ben Johnson has his foot on a lot of these picks because he loves to run 2 tight end sets. He views Colston Loveland as another Sam Laporta. They're going to use him and Cole Kmet on, like I said, on a 12 personnel. So I'm not mad at it. I think Colston Loveland is a really good tight end. He's the second best tight end in the draft. So I'm not totally mad when you look at everything. The Luther Burden pick shocked me because me and you talked about before, we don't need a receiver that high in the draft. But like I said, after what happened with Judkins going to the Browns and then Trayvon Henderson going to Patriots.
Patriots.
The Bears they were trying to trade out of that 39 pick. They ended up trading the 41st pick. But I think they're going to try to use Burden as the Amon-Ra St. Brown type or the Jameson Williams type. One of the two.
No, I think he's going to be
how's he going to get in the field?
My thing is my best thing is a gimmick player, like a gimmick player.
I think
he's like based on the general consensus is he's amazing with the ball in his hands.
He's Deebo Samuel, guys. He's Deebo Samuel.
He's like a DJ Moore, Deebo Samuel type.
Do we put him at running back?
No, we're gonna use him like Keenan Allen. We used Keenan Allen last year.
I think that's Loveland. That's Loveland.
You can't use him that way. So it's all confusing. We can go ahead finish on your rant.
Oh well. Like I'll say this though, there were a lot of teams beside the Bears that really a really terrible draft. I mean, I'm talking about from the Steelers to the Vikings. Guys it's just like, what are we doing? Giants. I feel like they reached for Jackson Dart. I'm being honest with you. I feel they reached for him. And I thought the Steelers were going to draft Shador at the 21st. I thought Shador was going to Pittsburgh. Honestly, I thought that was going to happen.
Yeah, but I thought it's like even as soon as he started falling, it's like, okay, he's going to be here at the 3rd round.
Yeah.
Passed on him again. 4th round. Pass.
As time went on, then I knew this is a prop. This is like a screw job. This is we're letting Shador and Sanders know that you try to talk, you try to play with us, we're definitely going to make your life a living hell, and we're going to drop you. All the owners made a phone call and said, we're going to drop him. We're not going to draft him until the 5th round. We're going to humble you. So that's just the reality of the NFL. They did the same thing with Kaepernick under different circumstances. But they did the same thing. When you try to talk, puff your chest out and let them know and think you're going to come with the daddy ball stuff with Deion and them. No, that's not happening. So, like I said, it's just the NFL is just putting their foot down, man. And it's unfortunate that happened with a talented quarterback like Shador Sanders. It just sucks. It's bad for the league. It's bad look on the league. Bad look on him. It's just a whole dumpster fire of the league, man.
And the thing is that type of stuff makes me think the Bears don't have the worst draft. It's like went from like the bottom 5 to like middle of the road.
Yeah.
Some things people did.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll have to see how this goes during when the season starts. How we're gonna get all these weapons we have. To see how we put them together. But
my main question is, what are we gonna do with Burden? Do we want to pretty much place him at running back?
He's gonna get on the field.
6 foot. He's 6 foot and like 225. No, 205.
208.
208.
He's gonna get on the field. He's gonna get on the field.
Make him a running back just because he has
No. I don't think so. I think, like I said, they're gonna use him probably like I said, they have to figure out how's Roman Duzin gonna get touched, how's DJ Moore gonna get touches, how's Cole Kmet gonna get touches, how's Loveland gonna get touches, how's Bird gonna get touched. They have to figure that out. But like I said, they hired Ben Johnson for the reason to turn this offense around. So now, what are we going to do with all these weapons in-house? How are we going to figure that out?
We have right now probably the best catching in the league. How are we going to use them?
I'll say this before I get to Brian. I'll say this one more thing before I get to Brian, though. I do think, what's the Trapelo from Boston College, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think if they're probably going to move him to left tackle and compete with Braxton Jones. That's what I'm seeing. You're not going to move Darnell Wright. You're not going to move him to right tackle. But I think they're going to move because he's played left tackle before.
He played 12 games before.
Yeah, they're going to try to develop him and create competition for that left tackle because he's a 3rd round pick. Usually in 2nd, 3rd round picks, they're going to finally get on the field. So they either might use him in a swing tackle role to get his feet wet. But there's a lot of people that with him, they feel that he is better than what his overall game shows.
Main thing is for him is he's tall. His main thing is he's tall.
Oh yeah, he can move.
He's tall in the arm. He's tall. He can move and has the arms, just long enough arms to do it.
So I think he might be the most underrated pick out of our draft. Is him. He might be underrated pick. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go with 2 things. First, I'm gonna talk about the Shador Sanders.
Yep.
And I'm going to say this, that I was ashamed to be a fan of the NFL during the weekend when I saw what happened to Shador Sanders. I think it is a travesty. I think what really happened was it's not You know, some people say it's because he's of his racism. I don't know if it's that. Some people think it's because of his father, because you know he's so loud and teams are afraid of him. I don't think it's that either. I think it's placism, and what I identify or the way I see placism is you need to know your place. We're not just owners, because NFL's the only one that feels like you have that plantation type of feel in this league, because the league is all white owners or all non-black owners, and the league is 70% black, and it feels very much like a plantation type of feel, and I don't appreciate that look. So now you want to put me in my place. I saw message boards that called Shedeur Sanders ghetto. Do you not know how much he grew up with money, how much he grew up with? You know, the guy drives a Bentley. He might not even be able to understand or recognize your experience, but the last thing I'll say is ghetto. But the reason why you use the word ghetto is in a place of, to replace the word of he's a black, lower level black person. Like they don't want to see him as on the same level as them. They're trying to demean him. So like that's what people are doing in the world, because everyone now thinks it's okay to be that way. You know, the way this world has been, this government has kind of done, is made people more comfortable with being that type of person. And I am not comfortable with it. I am not comfortable with what I've seen in my NFL. I wasn't comfortable with seeing the Kaepernick. I'm not comfortable with any of these things. And it's just unfortunate that this is actually happening. And seeing this happen before us, there's no analyst can even tell you why the hell he wasn't being drafted. Not one analyst had any freaking idea why he wasn't being drafted. Then we got people getting drafted before him that make no sense. That
Dale Milroe, okay.
Dylan Gabriel was drafted in the 3rd round by the same team that Shedeur Sanders was drafted by. Dylan Gabriel couldn't complete a pass over the middle to save his life.
And the thing is, that ability
is like this. It is ridiculous. It is a travesty, and I'm very upset with the NFL. And the NFL could do this. You know why? Because there's nowhere else to go. There's nowhere else to watch football.
Yep.
They can do whatever the hell they want, and people are getting away with it. And it's collusion, and they're trying to pretend like there's no such thing as collusion. And we're seeing this shit. That's fucked up. And the NFL knows it's messed up, and you know they're gonna start trying to say other things. Oh, you know, if he had an agent, it wouldn't have happened. Oh, you know, maybe if he went to the combine, it wouldn't have happened.
Cam Ward
None of that.
Out.
All those QBs that played that threw in the combine did horrible. If you look at any games, that you can't compare them to Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders is by far, he was in contention to be the #1 draft pick, and you didn't draft him to the 5th round. That's collusion. And then the NFLPA needs to take this case, and when they go back to the bargaining table, they show there's collusion in the NFL. Show that the NFL owners are doing this. And why wouldn't you? If I'm an owner and I know there's only 31 other people, why wouldn't I just answer the phone if I feel like it's better for my team and for my power to do these things? This is why they do it. They do these things. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I thought it was an embarrassment. I am embarrassed by the NFL in that aspect, and there's no one that could tell me that those other 7 quarterbacks that got drafted before him are in any way better than Shedeur Sanders. In any way.
Yeah.
So my big one is Chuck, because he is Hendon Hooker, but worse. He's a worse Hendon Hooker.
No, I could go with any of them. I mean, I could talk about the Giants. I was like, how you get rid of Daniel Jones and then draft Daniel Jones?
It's about so it's. I'm gonna say this.
Oh, he has a great. They say he has a great record in college. Okay, do you want to talk about that Florida game?
Here's my
bad he ruined that. You single-handedly took him out the playoffs.
Here's my thing with Jackson Dart.
Let's see what Grant says.
Here's my thing with Jackson Dart, right? It's just for me, when you watch the analysts like the Mel Kipers, the Todd McShays, these guys that you talk about them, they're going to tell you that Shedeur Sanders needs a lot of work. Don't every quarterback that's coming out needs a lot of work? I mean, every quarterback that's coming out
Kuiper
needs
had
work.
Shedeur. Shedeur was his number one quarterback.
Yeah, but it's just Orlovsky said that he's probably he's top 5, or I don't know what. Like I said, I don't know what's going on as far as this though. But I will tell you this about Jackson Dart. Don't be surprised if the New York lights are too much for him. And I see a lot of Zach Wilson in him, and I see a lot of Zach Wilson.
He's Daniel Jones. He's the same guy. How do you get rid of the guy and then bring the same guy back in? I don't know.
Great arm. Smaller expected school. Did well for 2 or 3 years, but has a problem in spotlights when big things need to be happened.
Jafar says it's weird because we saw similar off-field concerns last year with Caleb, but he still went number 1 last year. And he didn't drop to the 5th round. Guys, the 5th round, there's 141 other guys that I drafted before Shedeur Sanders. There's not another 141 people on this planet that age that should be even considered in front of him ever.
What I'm concerned with too is that most people that are drafted in the 4th or 5th round, I think a high percentage of them are cut. So I mean,
what if I told you that Shedeur Sanders wins the job?
Won't surprise me.
I'll give
Sean Watson's out for the year.
I'll give you another big one. What if Shedeur was to get cut, right? And he goes to Jack. But I'm saying, hypothetically, what if some way he ends up in Jacksonville?
He's not going to end up in Jacksonville. He's not going to win.
See,
not going to win.
I think the reason why he's not going to get cut is because he's the most talented quarterback in the roster.
Sean Watson's out for the year. Old man Flacco, Dylan
Kenny
Gabriel,
Pickett.
He is the most talented player on their draft board. I mean, in their quarterback room. John Mara made a decision to simply take Sanders off the board. In my opinion, that's exactly what happened.
No, yeah. The thing is, like they say, like, oh, he's too arrogant. We took him off the board. Threw him out.
But that never has been said by anyone ever.
Eli Manning said he's not going to a specific team, and when he got drafted, I'm not. But that's
okay.
There.
Once again, it's okay because Archie Manning is an American hero.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
This is what it is, and Peyton Manning was there, so they see him differently than they see Shedeur Sanders. Even though he's been a winner everywhere he's gone, he's learned the offense everywhere he's going. He's been tough as nails. He's taken more hits than anyone, and always gets up. And in that bowl game, when everyone else was told him, hey, "Sit down, you're okay, you're already there," he still played. And he said, "You're gonna have to drag me off this field."
Yeah,
that's a person that's a leader. He's going to do so well in the NFL. I promise you he will. Don't be surprised if in 3 years you're looking at him like Jalen Hurts. I'm just telling you. Telling you guys.
Yeah.
Another quarterback they said it couldn't play. Just watch him. He's worked hard his entire career. Don't be surprised Shedeur ends up being great.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, I want to talk about the Chicago Bears. I say this. I understand them trading back. I understand what's going on because it seemed like in the first round they were going for Kelvin Banks Jr. 100%, right? And he got drafted right before him.
Right.
In the second round on their board, I'm going to let you guys know that Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins were their number 2 and 3 back on their big board, and that's who they were targeting. And they went the 2 picks before they got drafted. They went drafted, right?
Back to back.
So
back to back.
I understood, but no, I understood why they said, okay, all right, so who's next on the board? The next answer was, okay, we had Luther Burden was next on our board, but that defies the strategy they had. It seems like the Bears had 2 different strategies. So, we have the strategy we have with Brian Poles. He wants to take the best player available. He likes flashy people. He likes skilled players. That's what he likes to do. He's terrible at drafting linemen. He's terrible in the trenches. This is he's not good. And then we have Ben Johnson, who wants to play a certain type of way. As you guys eloquently talked about, he wanted to play with 12 personnel, right? So that's why we ended up getting Colston Loveland, who could play as an inline tight end along with Cole Kmet. Okay, if that's what you're going to do, because you want to play under center, you want 2 tight ends there, right? That makes perfect sense. You're going to move 12 personnel, and then we sign those 2 slot guys who are going to be off the bench type of guys. But then that doesn't make any sense to get Luther Burden in the second round. That's the problem. I have no problem with them trading 41. I would have kept both of them and take the best players. I think Irsay from Minnesota would have been a great left tackle. He's huge. He's the exact opposite of Braxton Jones. I think he would have been perfect to grab in the second round. It would have made sense. He's probably the most natural left tackle in the entire draft. So if you would have done that, it would have made perfect sense. It's going back by Ben Johnson's draft personnel, what he's thinking about, his strategy. You have that strategy and you're going to stick with your strategy, and then maybe you say you trade 41 because you don't like where you got, because when you go to 56 you go ahead and grab Caleb Johnson, who's another talented running back, right? If that's what you're going to do. But instead they go Luther Burden, they go 56, down to go a right tackle. Once again, who doesn't know how to draft linemen? That's my point. He has no idea. Oh, right tackle and left tackle, we can play the same. No, they don't. If you play right tackle in college, it's because you're not a left tackle. I say the same thing about Armin Membu. The reason why you play right tackle in college is because you're not a left tackle. So they made these decisions, and I thought that they really, and then towards the end of the round, the later rounds, they reached. Shamar Turner was okay at defensive tackle. I think you could have got him in 5th round if he was there. I think Hyperlit was a super reach, and you don't need linebacker, so you decide not to go with another running back there.
Could have got Scatterbo.
You could have got Scatterbo. You could have got went with an edge.
No,
rusher,
Scatterbo
right?
went first round, first pick. He went first pick. He's gone. No, okay, if I remember right,
5th round.
He's went 4th.
Oh.
He went the 4th round.
The 4th,
He won
you
first
sure?
picks. Yeah, I think it's his 4th. He was a 4th round pick.
Because if that's the case, then you saying Caleb Johnson was gone before him.
And I wanted Jack Sawyer though. DN, no.
Oh, up to went to the 4th round.
Yeah, he went early, like immediately.
Can't win in the 3rd. Yep.
He went immediately, and James Jones went immediately after him.
No, he went to 4th. So Cam did go in the 4th.
Like first, second pick of the 4th.
4th round. He was drafted 4th round as 105th overall pick.
So immediately.
He was 105.
Yeah.
All right, so he was 105. So he was in the 4th round. Okay, so but I'm saying that your strategy just didn't make sense, and that's what my problem. I feel like you were shifting between 2 different strategies instead of going with exactly what you made a plan and then you changed it halfway through, or posed on listen to Ben Johnson one good time and then did something totally different. I don't know what the hell. I feel like you guys kind of talked about all these teams did really poorly in their draft, but I gotta say Philadelphia did do a good job. I will say.
Yeah, because that's what they always do.
That's Philadelphia. Alec did a great job.
They always
yeah,
do. That's
right.
what they always. That's what they've been doing for the past 6 years. That's how it always works.
Yeah, no, it was the better teams did a great job drafting because they knew what they wanted and they got the best players available. I think Kansas City did a good job.
Yeah, they got Simmons, and the Ravens got pretty much 3 first-round picks. They got.
I'll tell you this also. I disagree with you. I think the Browns, besides the whole Dylan Gabriel pick, I think they pretty good.
Yeah.
Mason Graham next to Myles Garrett is going to be monstrous. I don't think you understand how good Mason Graham really is with his hands and how good of a defensive tackle he's going to be next to Myles Garrett. Carson Schwarzenegger at linebacker, he's going to make so many damn tackles this year. It's going to be, your head's going to be spinning. Quinshawn Judkins was my second favorite running back in the entire draft, and they got him. All right. Harold Fanning Jr. at tight end. is a starting level tight end, and you already have a starting level tight end. That's another guy that you can go 21 12 personnel. You can do it now. Because you got Njoku. Exactly. So they went and got a smash mouth running back. They got 2 tight ends. They got a line that with the best defensive player in the entire NFL. I think they made very good decisions. And then after they did all that other stuff, Shedeur is probably going to end up being their quarterback. After all this all said and done, he's probably going to still end up being their quarterback, and they're going to get him for a cheap.
That's crazy. I think the Jets had a really good draft too, though.
I agree.
I think Membu being the right tackle. They end up getting Mason. I think Mason Taylor is probably one of the most underrated tight ends in the draft.
Very good draft.
He's three.
Taylor. Thompson. That's right. Thompson at cornerback. I think he's a starting level. Walk right in and start right away. Yeah.
And a receiver from Georgia. He's
Ryan
Smith. Aaron Smith. Doesn't he have drop problems? He has drop problems.
He's also a deep threat, though. He could be a good deep threat.
He's also a 3rd, 4th receiver. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So I think they had a really
Cardinals.
The
Cardinals did pretty well.
Cardinals did pretty well. They got Will Johnson in the 2nd round. That could be a steal for the Cardinals. That's a steal.
Ben Johnson needs 2 solid running backs to effectively run his system. Let's see if they add another running back or if Roschon is him. No, I'm telling you, someone is already here. Nick Chubb is in Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either that or we're trading.
I told you guys this 4 weeks ago. Yeah. That Nick Chubb was someone that they're going to be looking at. We're sitting there talking about what we're going to do a running back. I told you Nick Chubb was going to be an option if they messed up this draft. And they messed up the draft because that's what happened. You should have been trading up instead of trading back, But they messed up the draft. Nick Chubb is going to be here. He played with Swift before at Georgia. They're going to do that, and then they'll go look for a younger guy next year. That's what's going to happen. They'll keep both guys. They'll be able to have 2 type of guys. I think they're a little older, but I still think Nick Chubb is still a quality running back. The question is left tackle going to be a problem or not? With you not getting the right guys, is left tackle going to end up being your problem?
Like I said,
question is, do we think that Braxton Jones is a solid enough left tackle that he could hold off for a year?
No. Grubb has done a horrible job, over and over again. Yeah. And he says, I think Chubb is cooked. And I think Chubb is no longer a bell cow running back. Yeah. But can he run in between the tackles while Swift is running outside for a year?
Yeah, I think he can do that.
Maybe.
I think he's capable. of doing that.
Maybe. I'm not going to tell you that this definitely was going to happen, but I think that's what they're looking at. They said that they played in the backfield before. They're trying to get them to do it again. I think that's what it is. And I drafted Roschon in my fantasy team, man, my dynasty league. I got Roschon there. I don't think he's the dude. I just don't think he's the guy.
Yeah. I will say this about the draft, though, too. Caleb Williams, you up the bat, sir. Because they've kind of gone all in on you. So this
you have
Did they really though? Because if they can't, if you can't block left tackle, if he wants to play, they want him to play under center, and you can't block left tackle. How does that work?
If he doesn't have time, he's cooked.
But I still think. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, well, the whole point of him being under center is to take advantage of the play action game.
Right.
That's why you want 2 tight ends. You want to have the corner route. You want to have a deep drag. You want to be able to run the ball with power O. You want to be able to do those things, which they can do to the right side, but they can't block left tackle. If Braxton Jones, who won't be available until early August, late July, he won't be available from his injury.
Yeah.
You better hope. He
won't be available to then. It's his surgery. He will not be available.
You better hope this right tackle's good enough.
They're gonna move over. They're gonna move over there.
They're gonna have to. They're
gonna move over there.
If he's not good, we're in trouble. That's why it was so important to try to get a left tackle, and that's why Irsay, you should have drafted him from Minnesota. You should have grabbed him because he's playing left tackle, and you don't have to teach him a brand new position right now.
Yeah.
Didn't do it, and that was very bad. And it was a bad move, and I think we're going to have to suffer because of it. I think that there's going to be problems. There's not left tackle is just not a position you can go find someone.
No, you got
That's not
to.
what's gonna happen.
That's a cornerstone position. You have to get a generational type of left tackle. If you have I think that's the most second important position on the second most important position on the football field is a left tackle, besides the quarterback. But I think the left tackle is number 2. If you don't have that cornerstone left tackle, your blind side, you are in deep shit.
Yeah.
So that's reality, you know. But I do think they have high hope for the 3rd round pickup, Trapelo from BC. Second round.
He has most of the measurables, but he's not a left tackle.
Yeah.
My point is always look at the game tape, guys.
Yeah. Game tape.
I had Tripolo number 12 among tackles. 12 among tackles. Why are you continue to trade down?
Yeah, I thought we.
Why are they keep on trading down? Let me just go through all the trades. So okay. Trade round 2. Bears traded down from the from number 41, the Bills to return. The Bears received 2 second rounds, 56 and 62, and a 4th round pick 109. You say, hey, we got 56, 62, and 109. How come we didn't use 109? Because they traded again. So that the Bears traded their 4th over 109 back to who? The Bills. In exchange for more picks, a 4th round 132 and 5th round 169, which they just wasted. They just wasted on nothing. Ruben Hepelite is not going to make the damn team.
You only picked him because he's fast. He's fast. That's it. That's
so
he's good.
But we got 169, right? The Bears traded their 5th round 148, to the Rams in exchange for the 6th round 195 and a 226 4th round pick. What the hell are we doing? Why aren't we using our picks? Why aren't we doing the right thing? I don't know why we just kept on going, trading away, trading down. And when you saw these trades, you knew whose fingerprints were all over it.
Poles.
Ryan trading down Poles. This is what I do. We don't need linemen to be quality players. We could go get all these skill players, and they're gonna be good enough for linemen instead of get the best lineman available.
You already have the weapons. You don't need.
You need another receiver after you signed 2 in free agency.
Yeah,
another one after you got the second tight end.
What do you want to do? Do you want to play my stupid idea is probably okay. Place Beaver Burden at running back. He's best with the ball.
He's not going to play run because you don't want to teach someone how to be running back right now.
No.
That's not what you can't teach him how to be running back. He trying to get handoffs. He didn't play in college, so no.
He can catch he can catch the ball. Valus Jones, we had to move him to running back because he couldn't catch a cold.
But that doesn't matter. He can't play because who's going to not play? For him to get on the field, who's not playing?
Okay, my question is who you're trading. Who are you trading?
You're not trading
anybody.
You just signed DJ Moore to an unbelievable contract.
You just picked Roma Dunze last year.
You just picked Roma Dunze last year. So he's a 3rd receiver, still had over 700 yards, had good catches, and Keenan Allen's going now. So he can step into the number 2 role, but there's no room for a 3 because you decided to go get Colston Loveland, who's a pass-catching tight end. So I don't know what the hell you're doing. I have no clue, and it's obvious you don't know either. I think you guys need to make a plan and stick with it.
I gotta, like I said, it was just the way. It's just like they just their heart jumped out of their chest. But with somebody people were just. You could tell the war room was half and half. You could just tell
it was Poles and Ben Johnson. And Ben Johnson had, okay, we're gonna do this. And Poles like, hey, watch me. Watch me work.
Yeah. It just
we saw you work. We've seen you work. You almost worked yourself right out of the position, right out of the league. Stop. Yeah. You don't know big linemen. So I don't know linemen. I'm not gonna draft him. And you're gonna ruin your team.
Yeah. Like I said, I think his heart just for some reason it's just like I don't know how to explain it, but it's just the cockiness that he has. That it's just like, dude, you're drafted like we won a Super Bowl the last 2 or 3 years. We're just getting luxury picks. No, we are at the bottom of the barrel in our division. We've been at the bottom of the barrel for years, and we're still not drafting the needs. We need to draft needs, not luxury picks.
But you need to get the best available, and I think. That's why I understood the Colston Loveland. You know, I'm not sitting here arguing about at 10 we could go somewhere else. You know, I'm not sitting over here. Even though you could have went defensive end or defensive tackle, you could have went defensive end or tackle. You know, but if you're going to use Colston Loveland, your next pick can't be a receiver.
It has to be a lineman or a DN.
Ursary was right there.
Yeah,
he was there for you. Take the talent.
It's like I said, it's just Poles. Just sometimes, it's like I said, I don't know his thinking process, but it's like he just shits the bed in big moments like that. He just shits the bed, and I mean, we didn't get no DNs. We got no DN, and we didn't get our first D tackle until like what, the fourth or fifth round.
Yep.
No, it was second round.
And that was
62. Let's pick 62, and it was a reach.
Yeah.
So Jafar says, not Poles. He means Poles. He says, once again, no clear plan. He has no plan at all. It looks like Poles and Ben Johnson are not on the same page. And that's the entire draft to me. I felt like you saw they started off saying, okay, we're here. And by the second round, Poles like, no, don't worry about it. I got this pick. What the fuck are we doing? You already have these guys.
Yeah.
You paid these other receivers to come here.
Yeah. I don't, I said.
You now have your tight end. Why? What are you doing? Go get the left tackle.
Yeah.
Trade down and go get a running back. Go get the defensive tackle. The best defensive tackle they should have grabbed at 56 because they should have got Ursary at 39. They could make the draft pick. You get the best defensive tackle at 56. Then you get the best running back at 62.
Who was the best tackle at that point?
There's 31 top defensive tackles in the top 100. And guess who wasn't part of that? Shamar Turner. We overdrafted.
Yeah, he's 24. He's 24.
We overdid it. There's no reason for us to do that.
We thought ourselves we just overthought everything. I feel like we overthought everything. We was like, this didn't happen our way. Oh, we gotta panic and we gotta pick something. I just feel like that's why I felt like when we didn't draft, we weren't able to trade up for Genty.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't able to get Banks at 10.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody just said, holy shit, what are we gonna do next? All right, we just gotta draft all right, fine. We'll just go weapon here. Now I feel like I thought we were still going Tyler Warren, but when I heard Colston Loveland, I'm like, there's a disconnect there.
I don't mind Colston Loveland because
I like the
different. He's a different
he
style
likes in time.
I like the pick. I love it.
Lineman. He likes that. He likes guys that can block. He likes guys that can run out of that position. And when you have a Y, you can have an X, and you can put him on as a
slot. You can put him on slot.
Z. You can put him on a lot of different things. You could put him in the backfield as an F. You could do that. You know, so if you want to do that,
he's versatile. Wait, he is. He's versatile. He's like
what?
Prince, he's not the same type of player as Kmet, but he's different.
He's very similar. He's very similar.
So if he's similar, that means Tyler Moore, who's pretty much is Cole Kmet. He's pretty much.
Well, I'll say this about Colston Loveland though. He was the top. I think he was the number one route runner as far as tight ends are concerned in the whole college football. So I do think he's a better route runner than Cole Kmet. I do think that. So
I don't know. Cole Kmet was really good when he was there. Cole Kmet has now done it, and you've paid him.
No, you
paid Cole Kmet.
But that pick was strictly Ben Johnson, though.
But if you're going to do that, then continue to run that out there. I'm going to go left tackle. I'm going defensive tackle. I'm going running back. That's where I'm going.
Yeah,
that's not what they did. But I think ownership is the main problem. I think we've seen bad personnel moves by the Bears for the last 10 years. And it starts with the McCaskey family. How do you guys feel about that?
I mean, the Kevin White pick, the Trubisky pick. Do you remember the top 10 picks of the past 10 years?
I do.
We had I think our best. I mean, we had 20 years.
Our best one. Our best one is not a question. Roquan.
Roquan's our best one.
Okay,
Roquan's
so
our
the
best
past
one.
10 years, it was Kevin White. Who was 2016? Who was it 2016?
It was Kevin White.
Yeah,
2017, Kevin White. 2017 was Trubisky. 2018
was Roquan.
was Roquan. 19 was who was 19?
What was that?
I forgot who we picked first in 19.
We didn't have draft picks in the first round for a while because we
Khalil Mack.
for Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack. So we didn't have a 2019 one. 2020 was Fields. 2021 was
2021 was Fields.
2021 was Fields. Yeah.
2020. Did we have first round pick?
So I'm gonna go to 20. So 2019 there was no first pick because that was for the Raiders. 2020 there was no pick because of the Raiders because we took for Khalil Mack. 2021 was Justin Fields. 2022 no pick because we moved up for Justin Fields. 2023 was Darnell Wright. 2024 was Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze, and this year we had Colston Loveland. So I'm gonna go back again. 2015 was Kevin White, not 2016. 2015 was Kevin White. Who was 2016? It was Leonard Floyd. It was Leonard Floyd, the guy the linebacker from Georgia at the time. Then 2017 was Mr. Trubisky. 2018 was Roquan Smith. 19 and 20 no picks. 21 was Justin Fields. 22 no pick. 23 Darnell Wright. Caleb Williams was 24 with Rome Odunze, and this year we had Colston Loveland.
Man, those are bad. Most of them are bad. Leonard Floyd became a star as soon as he left us.
Yeah, the star is a very loose word. A star.
He was a damn good player. He was a damn good player.
He became a decent player. That's all I'm saying. He still is lighting ass, and you still run at him. And all these picks are all in near the top 10. And the Bears can't put these guys together. It's not the GM. It's not the coach. It's ownership.
I will say this though, man.
He's not wrong, though, guys. There's only one pick out of the top 10. Can you guys name that one pick that was out of the top 10?
Roquan.
Nope. Roquan was in the top 10. He was number 8.
So that was outside of the top 10 or in the top 10?
There's only one that was outside the top 10.
Kevin White?
Nope.
No, he was 7.
White was 7.
Fields.
Justin Fields was 11. He's the only one outside the top 10. Every other player was in the top 10. Kevin White, 7. Leonard Floyd, 9. Mr. Trubisky, 2. Roquan Smith, 8. Justin Fields, 11. Darnell Wright, 10. Caleb was 1. Rome Odunze, 9. And Colston Loveland was 10.
Yeah. I just still think with what we have going on, I just felt like, man, Poles could have easily built the team earlier than what he is trying to do now. Because he had Fields, he had Montgomery, he had Roquan, a cornerstone of your defense. He could have built with that. I understand you're a new GM coming in, you want to draft your guys. But I felt like he just really shit the bed as far as really building a roster around two guys like Roquan and Justin. He could have built that roster up from the, could have built around that roster.
He was trying to get rid of the contracts. He's tired of the money being spent.
Which I understand, but it's just like
we were one of the biggest overspenders for all bad players.
But you couldn't really evaluate you couldn't really evaluate Justin because you put Justin with plumbers and car salesmen out there. Honestly.
I mean, I think that Justin Fields watch the Jets what they did. This is the first year Justin Fields is going to have a decent line in front of him. Even though it's young, it's a pretty decent line. Having what we got?
Membu right tackle.
At right tackle. You have who's at left tackle? The one Fashanu. Fashanu. There. They have Trippin. Is it Trippin?
They got Trippin. Trippin's good.
At center, is that what I can't read? I'm trying to do.
Yeah, they got Trippin.
Memory. So Joe Tippmann is the center, and then John Simpson. I'm not so great on, but left guard, right guard Elijah Vera Tucker. We know that's a good pick, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying
if he stays healthy.
Yeah, but when he is, that's really good. Even having having Mason Taylor is a great pick too. So I mean that's a good thing. All of a sudden, you're gonna have Breece Hall and Braylon Allen out in the backfield too. So two running backs. You have a strong overall line,
and he got Rucker. He got Rucker. He used to play with Ohio State.
I don't. He's not a good tight end.
But you don't know when you put guys with that has a camaraderie already.
They're familiar with.
That can change everything. You could become a bust and become just with that right there, having that connection that could turn your game up a notch, a couple. So I don't know. Like I said, obviously I think they should start.
Same thing to say about Garrett Wilson playing with Justin Fields. Justin Fields is going to become a star. Watch right here, year first, guys. Justin Fields wins comeback player of the year this year.
I think so.
He wins comeback player of the year.
I think it'd be solid.
He's going to win comeback player of the year this year.
I think the Jets win 8 games. I think the Jets win 8 games this year.
I'd say 8 to 9. Yeah. So just watch. Fields will shit the bed, just like A-Rod did. And what's the problem with the Jets? Ownership. I think that he's talented enough
to overcome that shit.
They've won before.
And with Zach Wilson. Yeah.
Zach Wilson, Mark Sanchez went to the AFC Championship game. If you have a good line, all of a sudden everything could go your way.
And a good running game and a great defense. And they got all 3.
And everyone's forgetting what Breece Hall is, and Braylon Allen could play. They could do, that might be a Sonic and Knuckles type of situation. And their defense got better.
Yeah.
Their defense got better.
Yeah.
Derek Nandi is good, Will McDonald is good. Quentin Williams is great.
Sauce Gardner could have a comeback here.
I like Azarae Thomas. I like that. I like what he did with Malachi Moore. I like
they got what's the name? Cisco from Jacksonville, the safety.
Yeah, Andre Cisco.
Yeah, him too.
Brandon Stevens, I think, is another good player. So I think they have the workings of a good team, and they won, as you said, 8 or 9 games. I
think 8 or 9. And I like Aaron Glenn. I think he'll be a good coach. I think he's going to be a good coach for that.
You can't win this league without good organization. And he says
true.
The Pats will be better than the Jets. And I think the Pats are still a year away.
It's all going to depend on Drake May's development, man. It's all going to depend on him.
I think the Pats made a mistake.
With Trayvon Henderson?
Yeah, you already have
Will Campbell. Will Campbell is not a left tackle.
Yeah, they're going to put
you guys going to all find out. You going to hear me? Mark my words. Will Campbell will be a Pro Bowl left guard. He'll be a Pro Bowl left guard, not tackle, and that's gonna be the problem.
Yeah.
So and that could be the issue with this year winning. But they've done a lot of good moves. I mean, Stephon Diggs is going to be good. Mac Hollins is going to be good. So bringing those 2 guys.
My expectation, they're going to pick Luther Burden. That's my expectation.
Mac Hollins and Stephon Diggs are good players. So Will Campbell.
My thing is they need a slot. He's perfect for the slot positions if they don't have one.
I don't know. I think you just put all those other guys out there and see which one can figure it out. Garrett Bradbury is a good center. I liked him 2 years ago. Moses Morgan is going to be a right tackle. As long as they don't get hurt. Travion Henderson's interesting with Ramondre Stevenson. They could be good. The problem is Antonio Gibson is also back there, so which I think he's washed. But you have to see what they got.
Yeah, I think Dallas had a bad draft too. I think Dallas had a bad draft.
I think Dallas had a good draft.
No, because they always did what they always do. They got offensive line. He's probably going to be a Pro Bowler because that's the only position he gets to do consistently. He knows how to draft linemen. Jerry Jones.
And you lost your Pro Bowl lineman. And you brought another lineman in. I think that it really will work for them. I think Tyler Smith is going to be good. I think Tyler Smith is good. I think Guyton is going to be good. Cooper Beebe is going to be good. Tyler Booker is going to be good. Terrence Steele, not so much. The problem is they don't have anyone to run the damn ball. When Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders and Deuce Vaughn is your backfield, I don't know if I like that at all.
Oh, they got Miles Sanders down in Dallas?
Yeah.
He's washed. He's washed.
I don't know if he's washed or just
I don't
not
think he's
ever
washed.
good.
I think he just had offensive line in Philly that the holes were just really open for him.
And if he gets to that again, that would be interesting. And I think Matt Eberflus is going to be good for their defense.
Yes, he is. I think he's going to be good for that defense. Can't be a head coach, but he can call a good defense.
I agree.
That's a fact. What about Miami? What do you think about their draft?
I thought it was terrible.
That was terrible. I'm glad Green Bay didn't pick Ibuka. I'm glad they didn't pick him. He went to
Gold. They picked
Gold.
Gold.
The Chargers, right?
Yep.
He went to the Chargers.
Yep.
They got a good draft.
No, he went to the Bucks.
Yeah, he went to the Bucks. He went to the Bucks.
Oh wow, that's a steal, man. They got him, Goodwin, and Evans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that could be something.
What do you guys think about the Jags trading up to get Travis Hunter?
That move,
that's probably the best place for him if he wants to do the both sides thing. They don't
Miami's
have
in the Arch Manning sweepstakes, 100%.
Yes, they are.
100%.
Yes,
Of them.
My question is how
the Giants.
how are you going to get out? How are you going to get out of Tua? How are you going to get out of Tua? You already paid him all that money.
Hey, they'll make it happen. If Arch Manning is there, they'll make it happen.
Yeah.
They'll make it happen.
Okay,
he's not guaranteed in 2026. He's not guaranteed all that money. Then
they'll make it happen.
Okay, I'm going to say controversial opinion. I don't think Arch Manning will be the best quarterback.
I think you're wrong. 100%. Not controversial. Matter of fact, bye, Brandon. No, just kidding.
Like I've seen this game. He does well, but I haven't.
He does everything well. He has a rocket arm.
Okay,
he runs like a Colt. He's literally everything. Texas was better when he was in it than Quinn Ewers.
Ewers was garbage till the end of the year. He was garbage.
Yeah, it was garbage.
Miami got him. They got him. Quinn Ewers.
Yeah. So that's why I was saying I don't like Miami. I don't like the idea of Kenneth Grant. I thought that was a terrible pick.
Yeah.
I thought that was a reach of a pick, and you don't need him. Yeah. Jonah Seven, what's his name? Naya. I think that was a reach. I mean, he's fine if you got him in like the late second round, but you gave up picks to trade up to get him.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what Miami was doing.
I mean, it was a lot of bad. Like you said, Barron said it the best. There was a lot of bad drafts going on. I'm glad. I'm glad Green Bay did terrible.
They did horrible.
No, I think Green Bay did probably second best in the entire division.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Minnesota did horribly. Minnesota had a terrible draft.
Jackson in the first round.
Yeah, so they had a terrible draft. Guess who else had a terrible draft? Detroit. So what does that tell you? Chicago and Green Bay are the only ones that can say they had a decent one, and they both, in my book, had C pluses.
Yeah,
like we literally had a schizophrenic draft and probably had the best draft here, one of the best drafts in the division.
Between us and Green Bay. I gave 2 C pluses, a C minus, and a D.
We have schizophrenic draft and probably have the best draft. Like we have two different types of things. Okay, so we at least got 2 good players. Most of these other guys just pick one. They don't have one.
Do you guys think Tyreek will play for Miami week 1, or will he be on another team?
I think he'll play week 1.
Mid-season trade.
Mid-season trade. Depending on what Miami does in the first few games, mid-season trade.
I'm not going to tell you that's a mid-season trade. I'm going to tell you the team is going to trade. They're going to trade him to. He's going home.
Going back to the Chiefs.
He's going home 100%.
Going back to the Chiefs.
Yep. He's going to go back home. I expect by the time we get into November football, Tyreek Hill will be back in Kansas City.
What do you think the fit of Abdul Carter going to the Giants? What do you think about that fit there? They already have
Thibodeau's gone. Thibodeau's gone.
And they got Thibodeau.
Thibodeau's gone.
You keep on saying Thibodeau's gone, but until I see him gone,
he's still there.
Are you going? Okay, who are you kicking inside?
You just use him as a rotation piece.
It's rotation.
That's all you're doing. You don't have to do anything else. You use him as a rotation piece. You already got him. He's already under contract.
Yeah.
That's just what, no matter what you look at it, and it's already done. So you don't have to think like, oh, they're wasting anything. They're not wasting anything because they're already under contract. So just if you can trade for something and you can get something you like, cool. If you don't, cool. You just keep it going.
My thing is, are you just going to put like him, like Carter, Burns, Thibodeau, and Lawrence, and pretty much have like a rush on third down just to rush?
Why not? That's in your NASCAR package. You do very much like the LA Rams.
Yeah. I will say this about, like you said, when your initial question about Jacksonville, what do I think of that trade with Travis Hunter? Like Barron said, they can move him around. He has the more flexibility.
That's perfect place because they don't have the third corner. They also don't have the third receiver.
The problem with Jacksonville is
he's a second receiver.
The problem with Jacksonville though is they got one problem. They're stuck with Trevor Lawrence. They're stuck with him.
I don't know. Trevor Lawrence is that bad.
I don't think he's not good. He is not good for that contract they gave him.
It's for the contract.
Of course, he's not good enough for the contract, but he's good enough to be a starter. He's good enough to be a starter.
And you got to pay for it.
I think that ship is sailed with him. I think that's
so. There's no way they trade Kevion. Head coach and GM need to win exactly. Unless you're getting something really good back for it, they're not gonna trade him.
I also think too that Omarion going to the Chargers, that was a good move for them.
Interesting.
That is a good move for them. I didn't know how big he was. That he's big. I didn't know he was that huge.
I talked about it every week.
No. This is what I'm saying. No, I'm saying when they showed him in Perch shaking Jim Harbaugh's hand, like he was like, I'm like, damn. But I'm just saying, if
he's 6'1". He's like 6'1".
That's all I did was tell you guys how good big he was. And 6'1", 220, running that fast in the backfield with Najee Harris. Did you hear what they did to J.K. Dobbins?
They won't keep him.
Did you hear what they did with J.K. Dobbins? What
did they do?
Yeah, not a free agent, unrestricted free agent tender. So pretty much they pretty much want to keep him.
Yeah. So what they're doing is they have to guarantee him 110% of his salary. So though he's a free agent, it's restricted, and they can match anything. And if no team grabs him, they retain his rights. He comes back to the team. So when they'll end up with Najee Harris, Omarion Hampton, Hassan Haskins, Kamani Vidal, and J.K. Dobbins all on the same team still.
Damn.
But the thing is, he loves using his running backs. 3 of them probably going to get a decent amount of play. 3 of them will get decent amount of play.
I mean, Hampton's going to play. Harris is going to play. I think Haskins is going to play. But I think Haskins gets hurt and then Vidal could play. But if J.K. Dobbins is on the team, you got to find time for J.K. Dobbins because when he's not hurt, he's great.
Stud.
Haskins is pretty much your pass blocker. It's like your pass blocker. You throw him out there, just block.
Yeah, he's a stud.
Anything else you guys want to talk about? Yeah, go ahead.
I know you say he's the 7th round pick. What do you think of the running back the Bears got in the 7th round? You just think he's just going to be a special teams on the cusp? He's not really going to.
He's not even going to make
solid.
The team. He's not even going to be close.
Solid.
Not going to be close.
Not even close to make the team. Not even close.
He's solid, but he's not going to make the team.
No,
but watch
Monica. Okay, I don't think he's even solid. I don't think he's even close. I don't think he makes the team at all.
Yeah,
he's too slow. Main thing is he's too slow.
Mm-hmm.
He ran 4.6. He ran a 4.6, and that's pretty slow for a running back. But
he's undersized.
But like I said, I don't
undersized slow running back is not the best pick in the world. And I think Luke Newman won't make the team. Zach Frazier is interesting. I like him. I think he might make the team, but it's hard as a cornerback in this team.
Right.
And the fact that they left out of this draft, we said the positions of need. We talked about it, right? Left tackle, right? We said defensive tackle,
We
defensive
said
edge
DB.
rusher. We say running back, and we said safety. Said those are the 5 positions.
We didn't get any of them.
We didn't get any of
any
them.
of them.
None of them.
Get none of them.
Those 5 positions. We didn't get not
them.
one of those 5 positions.
You got
what
one right tackle.
What are we doing?
It's like I said. It just screams. We just swinging for the fences. We don't know what the hell we're doing. Swinging for the fences, and let's see what we got. You know, I like I said,
it's boomer bust. This is boomer bust.
Boomer bust, man. It's just the boomer bust. Colston Loveland. All right, man. Fuck it. It's just basically every draft was like, fuck it. All right, we got it. Just go. Go to the podium. Just pick somebody. Not thinking. Just like I said.
They had a hat and they had names in there. They just went. Oh.
It's like, okay, who's the fastest guy at this position? Pick him.
Right.
Who's the fastest guy at this position? Pick him.
But Poles does love athletic. He goes off potential, especially going off their athletic build. He's going off potential. He's not going off game tape.
When you're building in the top 10 of all these draft picks, you get the best guy. Stop doing all this crazy crap, and get the best guy. Jafar says, "Who do you guys think will be the team that will regress the most this year, upcoming season, and who will improve the most next year?" So, which of these playoff teams, who do you think will regress the most?
Pittsburgh.
100%.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh's going to be terrible if they don't get. If Aaron Rodgers don't come there, they're going to be terrible this year. They're going to be terrible.
Pittsburgh, Detroit, and Green Bay. I think.
I don't know if Detroit progresses that much, and Green Bay wasn't that good. So I mean, Green Bay, if they win 8 games, it's only only game difference.
Yeah. Pittsburgh's going to regress a lot, but the team that's going to improve the most, I would say, that's tough. I think
the Jags.
No, I think they're a year away. They're a year away.
Okay. For okay, go ahead. What you say?
I think Atlanta. Because I think Michael Penix.
They nearly made the playoffs.
I think Michael Penix is going to have a really good year because he has a full year starter under his belt. So I would say Atlanta's
probably. Do you think he's going to go from they're going from 9 wins to 13, 14 wins?
They might go to 11. I think they might go 10 or 11. I think they might win that division. They have a chance to win that division.
It's the easiest division of all of them. This is the easiest one.
I would, like I said,
you have the Panthers. You have the Saints. Yeah, the only real threat is the Bucks.
I'm be honest with you. Carolina could be a sleeper team as well, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think they could be also a sleeper team because Bryce Young significantly improved from early part of the year. He started to figure things out. If he comes with the same mindset and figuring things out this year, they could be an underrated team to watch out for. Even though I think they had they didn't have the draft I thought they would have. They had an okay draft.
I do not think Tarek McMillan is a good wide receiver.
We're gonna find. Hey,
I think he's a good number. He's a good NFL receiver, and that's what
number one for them. He's gonna be a number one for them.
I say the team that will regress the most will be the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah.
So I believe they've been playing with fool's gold, and I think they caught lightning in the bottle, and I don't think they're going to be able to strike twice. So instead of winning 15 games, I think they're going to be down to 8.
They won't get as lucky.
Which is half. That's half. That's a huge dip. Yeah. And increase, I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns.
Really?
They were two. They had 4 wins.
They had 3 or 4 wins. I think they double their wins.
Is this with Shador at quarterback or without Shador?
I don't even think it matters.
Don't matter. You're healthy.
That Mason Graham, Myles Garrett duo could be very scary for opposing offenses. Mm-hmm. Their defense could be right back to where they were.
Their linebackers are good, So I think that all of a sudden it's going to be a really good pick for them. I think the Cleveland Browns will take a lot of the wins that the Pittsburgh Steelers were getting this past year. So
one more team though, I just thought about it. One more team I'm looking at too. I was just in Vegas last week. The Raiders.
No,
I think. No, hold on, though.
No.
I just think
in the division too. They're the worst team in the division.
I'm just saying. I think Pete Carroll Even though I think Pete Carroll finds a way for his guys play for him.
How?
How?
What do you mean how?
When is it
Yeah,
ever
Carroll-
happen?
No, I
When
won't say
that
so.
ever happen?
Wait. Let me just ask you.
This
ask
is
you
Pete Carroll we're talking about.
individually. I'm gonna ask you. So, you think the Raiders are better than the Chargers?
No. I'm saying improve.
Wait. Let me just get the Raiders better than the Chargers.
No. Straight up no.
Who won 11 games this year?
Straight up no.
He got all their receivers, and then got Omari and Hampton added with Najee Harris.
I don't think so.
Najee Harris.
They're not. I'm just gonna let you know
They're not better than the Broncos either.
Okay, and that's what I say. And then the Broncos, who won all those games, and then they win the first round game last year, and they only actually got better.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are the Chiefs, so you're not better than that.
So you're not better than Chiefs, not better than Chargers, not better than the Broncos. Guess what that tells you?
6. That's a guaranteed 6. That's a guaranteed 6.
Could get in a wild card, maybe. You never know.
What
And-
3 teams behind you? No.
And you don't have a line for Genty. You don't have one. It's just
That's the big problem.
That
You
is a
have
big
the
problem.
star. You
That's
don't
saying
have
you
the
have
line.
don't have the line.
You do not have a line. You do not have a line. Gino's a good quarterback, but you have no weapons. Your only weapon is Marcelo
This is
Mayer.
good. Brock Bowers is
Brown's a stud.
Brock Bowers?
I wanted him.
Yeah,
I wanted him last year.
He's
I wanted him
amazing.
last year.
You have Brock Bowers, you have Marcelo Mayer, and that's it. And
No, why you
don't
keep
have-
putting anyone else in there? Mayor, like no, F Mayor, Brock Bowers. Mayor didn't even get on the field. Stop, Mayor.
They got Gino.
I
Yeah,
remember,
Gino.
like
He didn't even get on the
2023, He was the hot tight end that year for being the rookie. He was the hot tight end.
He didn't get on the field last year.
Bowers broke Mike Dick's record, man.
Michael
broke
Mayer
Mike
couldn't
Dick.
get on the field. He couldn't find his way like a blind man with a cane. He couldn't get on the field.
So my last question is, how many after the draft? How many games did the Bears win after the draft? If you had to make a guess, right?
8.
9.
9.
Mhm.
Okay.
500. We could probably get a couple cheap ones. Like
I think we get 9 because of the middle of the line.
We actually have a solid middle.
Just by the middle, just the middle of the line. We get 9
that's
was the
it.
middle of the line.
That's it.
Tooney,
9 wins for that.
Jackson, Dowman. That's
Yep.
We actually we could rump the middle. We could rump the middle.
And he won't get pressured in his face. That's going to be allow him to, with Ben Johnson be able to kind of mold him. I do worry that we're not going to be able to get pressure on the quarterback, so that's why I have us at 9.
And also too that left tackle concern. That's also
My thing
That's a
is
couple losses right there. That left tackle, that could be a couple losses right there. If the left tackle,
All you had to do was do exactly what I asked you to do. Get a left tackle, get a defensive tackle, get a running back, get an edge
All's
rusher,
forgiven.
and get a safety.
my thing is okay. With Shamar Stewart, what position is he? What is he? Do you want to put him at edge?
Mars Turner?
Shamar Turner. What do you want from him? Because he's a tweener. He's another tweener.
He's
He's
probably
too
be
small.
probably rotational guy.
He's
at the
6'5". He's 6'5".
He's going to be your
Turner.
defensive end then.
Yeah. Do you want him to lighten up and become the end?
No, you don't have to line up in this defense. What are you talking about?
They're gonna probably use him as a hybrid role.
So it's a 4-3-3-4 hybrid. That's what it is, the defense. So it's not the way, the traditional 4-3. And he likes the big run stopping defensive ends. So
Yeah,
they're gonna put a lot of pressure on the quarterback by blitzing.
Right.
And you hope that your defensive back can stand up to it.
So I think he picked him because he fits. He's 6'5", 300. That's what it says on this thing.
Yeah. So he sounds very similar to something else. So another person from the Bears.
Javon
Dexter.
He's exactly the same guy as Javon Dexter. So
Okay.
just
So
saying.
what? Like you just asked.
So what
What the
is it?
hell? What the hell are we doing then? We drafted the same guys. What the hell are we doing? We drafted
don't
the
know.
same exact guys.
Those are not. Isn't that why I've asked? You already have the guy, and you draft the guy.
You drafted the same guy. You drafted tweener, another tweener.
Hey, what's better?
Do
Hey,
Do you want just constantly swap between those? Like, okay, Turner, you go here, Dexter, you go here, and constantly swap between those two?
I'll say this though about
They're not tweeners though. I don't know what you're saying. They're not tweeners.
They're like
No, they're 5 techniques.
I'll say this about Colston Loveland. Then I mean, like you said, you didn't like to go to tight end pick, but like Jay-Z
No,
said,
if you go tight end, you just
keep
go
going
all in.
keep going away.
Go all in. That's all I ask you to do. If you're gonna do it, go all in.
Go all in. Don't be coming in and out.
Next thing you do, you're gonna get the receiver. What the fuck you doing there, bro? What are you doing? You acting like we went left tackle and then the receiver. No, we went tight end. So you don't go receiver. What are you doing, guys? What are you doing?
That's like a panic. That's a panic pick. That's like oh shit. He's there. He dropped that far. Fuck it. We'll just take him.
They just figured. I think they literally said we're just gonna go one at your pick, my pick, your pick, my pick, your pick, my pick. And it makes sense. So, but with that being said, guys, we've been here for almost 75 minutes and it's getting late. But I'm glad that we were able to get all this off our chest. Tomorrow, I'm going to be on Dynasty Pylon and I will go with another epic rant that I have written down. I didn't want to talk about all the rest of the teams, but tomorrow I will be doing that. So if you want to check us out, we'll be on Dynasty Pylon going at 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Yeah, I'm going to be even more vicious tomorrow. So, you guys got final word real quick? Last thing you guys want to say, Baron, if you go first? Schizophrenic. That's a good one. That's a good word. All right, Grant.
We'll see in September.
And my final word is polls. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? That's one word. What the fuck?
Hey, are you using this WTF or just what the fuck?
No, what the fuck? All one word. What the
Dumpster fire. Dumpster fire.
All right. Hey, Jafar, thanks for jumping in here, man. Anzo, always appreciate your support. And we'll see you guys next week. Later.
We the Bears, monsters of the Midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85. We the Bears, monsters of the Midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so